I got your email. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I spoke with Lieutenant Rayleigh about it.
So. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You're doing big things.
Yeah.
I figured that you probably would send it up.
Yeah. Yeah, we sat and talked about it. So
He agreed?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna come up with a way where we can address it to everybody so they're all kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
To where, not calling them out in front of others.
Yeah, there's no time when you can out a gay person or a transgender.
Right.
There's no time that that's okay.
We talked about that, so.
Right. But I wasn't sure, there is no time, but I wasn't sure if, it was against the law yet in California. In Texas. But, because not all states have protection in that way.
Right.
Yet, and I don't know how Texas is. What do you know?
Yeah, it's not against the law yet.
Okay.
For that. There's a time and place where you should say something and when time and place where you shouldn't. So.
Well, you certainly have policies on revealing people's information.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So not law, but, there might be a law in that.
Yeah, kind of like the Public Information Act.
Yeah. Yeah. And that definitely is not public information.
No.
Because I know if I went down there and I requested it, they'd be like, no. Right. There's no way we would ever tell you a thing like that. They'd look at me all kinds of crazy if I tried to actually request it.
Yeah.
I thought about that today. I was like, what if I did a request? And I'm like, I want to know if that person was transgender. You know what I mean? And took it as far as it would go and see how far they pushed back against me. Right. And I'm like, because I know that you got to have some policies on it. But
yeah.
Yeah. So you're just going to have a meeting about it?
Yeah, we already had a short meeting about it, but we're gonna come up with a way.
With all your officers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do it in our briefing when we all get together at the beginning of shift, kind of talk about what happened during the day.
Yeah.
And then we'll find a way to.
But you're also gonna talk to him. Because I'm guessing since you, I didn't say that at first, but since you sent it up to Lieutenant Rayleigh.
Well, I didn't officially send it up. I just spoke with him about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying not to make a huge deal about it,
He's got good intentions.
Right.
But he talks a lot.
Right.
It's really easy to get him talking, I'm being honest with you about my technique, and it's like, I'm interviewing you guys too at the same time,
Right.
And, that gets missed a lot, right? Yeah. And I don't have to say that, but that's the truth, and it's really easy to get him talking. Because all I have to do is mention a court case.
Right.
Right?
There it comes.
Yeah, there it comes,
Yeah.
And that will get people in trouble, sadly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's good to communicate with the people and stuff,
Definitely.
You could walk away from me the second you see me, if I get a camera, but that looks rude.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's there's really no win. If you're doing anything wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's if you walk away, then that looks rude and you're hiding stuff. And if you don't, then it's easy to start revealing things too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. So is it busy tonight? Friday night? In Georgetown? I heard from my sources that PD Live or something is here. Have you ever
Live
heard of
PD.
that?
Yes,
Live
sir.
PD?
Yeah, it's here, yeah.
Tonight?
Yeah, they're here every Friday and Saturday.
Oh, they are? They go along with you guys?
And Wednesday. Well, they go out with the Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, not the PD.
Us. Yeah, just with the Sheriff's Department.
That's nonsense. They probably just take them to whatever cause they want them to see,
That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's exactly what is why the mainstream media is losing trust with it's not that they're lying, it's that they're just not investigating. Right? The same way the police are not investigating, they ask the people to tell them everything they want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You start interrogating the guy that, you suspect right away, and you're like, tell me. Right? Well, sometimes people lie. They misdirect. You know what I mean? They get confused. They don't know, right? We stopped relying on our investigative skills, the police and the media. So the media takes the press release and is like, okay, we'll just publish that because it's easy. You know what I mean? But they don't check it out first. Right? They check out a private citizen's something they said to the media,
Mhm.
but not what the police or the government says to them. They just print it right away. And the police too, instead of investigating, they just want to ask questions.
I'll agree with you. People lie a lot.
Yeah,
You get a lot of that.
absolutely.
A lot
I mean, look at all the trials right now. Michael Flynn, National Security Advisor lies to federal agents, and then tries to say he wasn't warned. The head of the National Security Advisor needs to be warned not to lie to the FBI.
Right.
I thought it was actually a crime to lie to a police officer if you're detained, at least.
If you can be charged with false report.
Oh, if you're making a report, like if you're a witness or something. Yeah.
Or let's say your lie caused us. Say your lie caused us to begin an investigation, or say arrest somebody.
Mm-hmm.
On the lie that we found out that it was a lie, it was completely
absolutely.
bogus. Yeah. You can.
Well, there's a victim.
Right.
You know what I mean? That means you deprive somebody of their rights and that happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. Like somebody will call. When I was in Cedar Park, I went to the city hall, right? And then the lady there, she didn't like my backpack, my hat, and my sunglasses being on, and my camera. So she called the police, right? Now, that's a report, okay? And so the police arrive and they're like, well, we were called. Big deal. You were called. Do you see a crime?
Right.
Did somebody report a crime, or did they read the sign on the side of the highway that says, if you see something, say something? Instead of, if you see a crime, report a crime. Right? This is the government that's done this. They put those signs up. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
If you see something, say something. I see something right now. Am I supposed to call? I see somethings all the time, right? Like, what is something? That's a new ice cream flavor. I've never seen that. Like, where did he get it? Did he steal it? Like, you know what I mean? There's always something, right?
Yeah.
We got to talk about crimes, like if you see a crime, report a crime. And so when the police get there, a lot of times in that scenario I just laid out about City Hall, they think that now because they got called that there's a problem, right? In that now they have to resolve the problem when there's actually no problem. You know what I mean? No crime, no problem, nothing for them to do, but they still stay there. Right, this is what happened in Cedar Park twice at the same city hall. I'm about to publish those 2 videos. Those are coming out. I published a new video today, but I don't know if you saw that. But then I'm about done with Cedar Park. Then we'll get to Georgetown. Yeah. I've got at least 100 videos from Georgetown.
Oh wow.
Released, yeah. So I'm gonna have to do something different because that would take 2 years to post all those at one a week, like I've been doing. Yeah, so we're gonna have to do something different there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there any real crimes tonight involving victims?
And no, we've been keeping an eye on a few businesses that have been burglarized. So I found out about the Taco Bell for you.
You did?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. So it was burglarized. Somebody did break into it, and
they robbed him?
No one was there.
Well, they burglarized
it was
them?
after hours.
Right. They didn't. Right. Well, did they steal anything though?
They did.
They did.
Yeah.
Money. Well, that'd be hard to steal money after hours, right?
And
food.
They typically can leave some out, very few, little out, and that, I guess, taco meat. I don't know.
They
No,
stole
I'm kidding.
food?
I'm kidding. No.
No.
They didn't. Typically, when they go in, they want to go into the office and try to bust open the safe.
Did you catch them?
Oh, we haven't caught them. No, we don't know.
So, At
least I don't know.
Did you guys dust the place for fingerprints? Did you
Yeah. See, I think our crime scene was called out.
Oh,
So
they
they
did.
came out. Yeah, they got pictures and fingerprints, or at least tried to get fingerprints.
And there'd be surveillance video, I would think. Are we looking for 1 person, 2, 3? What?
Yeah.
Is there a description?
So in the call, if I recall, I believe it said multiple people. So I didn't get a chance to actually look at the report. So the report is actually being worked on by the detectives. So part of the report is locked down for them.
Let's say that you were a burglar and you were going to rob somewhere late at night when they were closed. Why would you involve a bunch of people? You don't need anybody to like look out for you. You don't need anybody to like secure the other employees or anything like that. So why would you have multiple people?
I think it was multiple people went into the building.
But I'm just saying, like, that's weird.
We see it a lot.
Right? Like, is that kids? I mean, like a gang? Or what are we talking about here?
I think it's just two to three knuckleheads who just want to break into a business and take what's not theirs. I mean, I think it's...
They're just like walking around town in a group.
I think they probably plan it out. I think they get a place in mind and they'll sit around for a few days and try to plan it out.
So there's been other burglaries from restaurants lately?
Not restaurants. We've drugstores.
Drugstores? Like Walgreens drugstore?
Gus's Pharmacy.
Oh, small pharmacy. When they were closed?
Yes, sir.
And it was multiple people?
Yeah, they'll just shatter a glass, run in, go straight for the
like
narcotics.
With a rock or what?
The one that I was on, I don't remember a rock being. I don't think we.
So they brought a tool?
Yeah.
So it was premeditated. They weren't just walking down the street with a tool.
Right.
Maybe they were. Well, I don't know. Like they make those small little punches.
Mm-hmm. Just go punch and shatter glass.
Yeah, but was it that?
No, I think it was probably a big sledgehammer.
Right? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like stuff was thrown a long way?
Yeah, and it was thrown. You know, when you hit the glass so hard, the glass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'll go a long way. If it just shatters, it all falls straight down.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So they brought a tool. So they think they're professionals.
Yeah, and I think these were in a car because there was a tire track up in front of the building. So, and I don't know if you're familiar with
How would you know it was their tire track? I mean, if you watched it on the video, maybe.
So you have the road, Highway 29 right here, and then you have the front of the store, and there's a spot where people don't park. It's just a big kind of open spot with grass, and it was kind of dewy that night, so the grass was real everywhere had moisture on it, and you could see it really good. It's like they drove up on it right in front of the store and parked on it. So one wheel was on the road.
They drove onto the grass.
And one was on the grass.
They're not too bright. I mean,
no, that was
committing crimes with victims is never smart, right?
Mm-hmm.
But to drive on the grass, why? Why do you need to do that?
Yeah. So I kind of thought that probably somebody was driving, stayed in there, somebody jumped out, smashed it, went in, grabbed what they could grab, and left. But I don't know why people choose to hit pharmacies because they keep their narcotics locked up.
Right, they're not going for the drugs; they're going for the money. You say.
Well, this one, in pharmacies, they usually always go for drugs, not money.
Yeah, but you're talking. There are some incidents recently where they went for the money, or no?
Right.
Not the drugs.
Right.
I mean, they can't get to the drugs anyway. You're
right.
saying. Okay, but so. I mean, there's lots of stuff on the shelf. Maybe like that. I mean, to make meth out of, I think, right?
I'm sure.
Like Sudafeds and stuff like that,
sure
right?
There's a lot of stuff.
There's NyQuil on the shelf. Like, I guess you can get pretty messed up on NyQuil.
I guess you could.
Actually, one time I took a few too many of those pills, and I floated above my body like Indian style. I could see myself. It was a straight hallucination. I'll never forget it. Yeah. That's some powerful stuff,
Be careful of that.
Yeah, I only took a few, but it was the capsules, right?
Mm-hmm.
The NyQuil capsules. Yeah. Man, those are not a joke. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to be in control of my body.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even alcohol, like I'll drink, but I don't like to feel it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know that if a bomb goes off, I'm gonna lose my lighter. And I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I smoke too many cigarettes, Sergeant.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to be able to save anybody else, let alone myself, you know? And it always happens when you're least prepared.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, hadn't been too busy lately. I think this time of year, being cold outside, people stay in. You know, they really don't try to get out too much.
They do?
Honestly, I'm surprised that you haven't seen any sheriff's department pull in here or everything with live PD. You know.
How would I know? I mean,
Oh,
I guess they've got a lot of camera crew, right?
Yeah. If they made a traffic stop, you'd see 3 or 4 people
I haven't
with
seen
cameras. But they're
I
only
wish
with
they
them-
would. I
They're
mean,
only with them
I would get
from
film of that. They're not going to come here. They're not going to want to see
8
me.
to 11.
8 to 11
8 to
p.m.
11 p.m.
Like they're live.
Right.
Oh, they're live.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the sheriffs went along with that.
There's a I think only like a 5 or 6 minute delay. I mean, ultimately, if there was
A murder.
bad happened,
Yeah.
big
So if the police do
shootout.
something wrong, they still have 5
Well,
minutes to
yeah.
go
To edit
and
it
wrestle
out,
everybody
right?
down, and then 3 years later we'll figure it out, kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
there is a delay. They advertise it as live, but I mean, there is a delay.
Right.
I mean, there is.
Right. And we'll talk
So-
about qualified immunity later. Yeah. I understand.
I mean,
That's the thing. I don't go live only because sometimes something can look one way, right? Like both extremes. Like sometimes somebody can seem like a really great officer who really isn't. You know what I mean? And then sometimes somebody can seem really bad who's really not.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, like, after time, you know, then you start to see patterns, right? And then you can get a clearer story instead of just getting people all worked up over something that's like so far from being done.
Right.
You know, it's pointless, and then like the conclusion never gets seen really. You know, I mean that's how the news operates, right? They print first and then retract later, but the retraction never gets the attention. You know,
Yeah.
that's no bueno. I mean, I read the news, but
Like you'll get a front page of this happening, and then if they're going to retract it, it's going to be this much in the very back page.
yeah, well,
Of
like
what happened.
there's that spy lady Maria Butineva. I think I'm saying her name right, but she they accused her of selling sex for political access, right? In order to get close to the NRA and to the Republican Party, you know. And then they had to retract that later because they were just fabricated that. Like there was no evidence that she was, you know, prostituting herself in order to do it, right? Which is easy to believe because if you've studied the Cold War, like the Spetsnaz and stuff, the Russians, they have an agency that does that, right? They teach women to be hookers in order to be spies.
To get information.
Yeah, to get information, exactly. So, I mean, it's not above Russia or any country, I suppose, to do that, but Russia is not, they don't keep that a secret. You know? That's how they get down, right? And, but she wasn't doing that, and they just said it. You know what I mean? That's powerful when a special prosecutor says something like that about, you know, I don't know. I mean, I frankly don't give a damn what anybody says that comes from another country. Like, I don't care. Like, if we can say it, they can say it. I don't see how, like, it's influencing, you know, people believe this nonsense lies, like Donald Trump was going to be a good president. You know what I mean? That's on them. They lied to themselves, right? It's not because Russia lied to themselves too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't. I mean, I don't know. It might have been fraud or conspiracy or collusion or whatever, but I
never know.
don't think that they can truly be blamed for like lying to the people or influencing. You know, like I mean, it's leading to all this censorship on Facebook and Twitter, and they're going crazy trying to figure out how do we censor. We don't know.
Yeah.
Like, where do you draw the line? I mean, the courts can barely figure it out. You know what I mean? You want something taken down on YouTube, you should take them to court. You have a copyright claim, you know? Go through the system and then get a warrant for YouTube to take it down, right? But now YouTube's got to guess. and Facebook, you know, like dealing with every country's politics and stuff. Like, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Right, like the Myanmar thing, you know. I mean, you've got issues all over the globe, right?
Press on.
Master by the name of Bates, smoking more than all 50 states combined. Yeah, right, I gotta stay on the grind. I got no money, so my weed's on my mind. I hit the club, but you know I can't dance. 7 and 7 in my cutoff chance. Tie that shirt in my long ass hair. What part of how I